All right, let's get it going. Hello, hello. Here we go again, boys and girls. These sessions come around quick, don't they? Hey guys, Kane, Adrian, Enki, Topali. Hopefully I said that right. Sup, Robert? Alexander, good morning. Frog. Killing it, as always. Good night, Canada. Good day, Lucas. Craig. Or Mazizi. 9:15. Where are you from, Alexander, by the way? SB Twin 2. Appreciate it, man. Once you get the momentum going, it's easy, man. That's what I've got going at the moment. It's just momentum at this point, man. It's just Israel. Oh, sweet. Nice. I always get freaked out about this, man. There's people from everywhere. Unreal. I don't think I'll ever get used to that idea. Russian origin, yeah. Nice. Were you born in Russia or were you born in Israel? Richard Clark, yeah, I'm good, man. How are you? Adrian, nice. Where are you from, Adrian, man? It must be morning wherever you are. Hello, hello. Swole Joel. US Eastern. 2 a.m. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because Eastern NBA games for me here are usually around 10 a.m. Which for you would be, so 10 a.m. What's now? 3, so 5 hours ago. Yeah. Something 5 or 6 hours for you back. Nikola Kosanović. Nikola Kosanović, where are you born? You don't speak Serbian. A do, pričam, samo nikad ne pričam na kanalu, pošto nema nas puno, tako da nema potrebe da pričam naš. Jedino da napravim još jedan drugi naš kanal, da pričam samo naš, ali da ti kažem iskreno, nisam nešto najbolji što se tiče pričanja o ovome na našem, pošto nikad nisam učio o ovome na našem, mislim, ne znam, ne mogu se na isti način izraziti kao što mogu na engleskom što se tiče ove, kako da kažem, terminologija i tako dalje. Ali pričam. Good morning, man. Here, let me get another set while we're all piling in. Bravo. Hifej. Nema problema, Nikola. Nema problema, man. Richard, have I ever had any problems collapsing inwards? Ankles collapsing inwards? At the bottom of a squat, other side of foot lifting. A squat, other side of foot lifting. Very common problem. All that tells me is that you don't have the hip mobility to squat, and your body starts to go into compensation mechanisms to make it happen. And so a lot of people think it's my ankle that's at fault here, which can be the explanation for some people. But if your ankles are collapsing, you probably have shit hip internal rotation, probable shit external rotation, and definitely shit passive hip flexion. And so when you put a bar on your back and you go to squat, you start to round over, you start to compensate all sorts of things. And for the ankle, it can borrow some extra dorsiflexion by rolling itself inwards. So this is what you see. So a lot of people try to treat the symptom and not the cause. And this is true even for general, mainstream medicine. People are obsessed about treating the symptom. This is the problem. That's not the problem. Sometimes the problem is very difficult to spot because of compensation and referred pain and all these sort of things. But after a little while, you kind of understand that the body's not very direct with its symptoms. Point in example, the heart attack, right? I've had people present to hospital with heart attack symptoms that you wouldn't believe. I had somebody complain of jaw pain, toothache essentially. He thought it was toothache, so he came up to the window saying, I've got problems with my teeth. Took us a little while to kind of get the story right, but once we put him on the ECG and worked out that he had ST elevation in certain orientation of the ECG, we worked out that he was having a heart attack. So referred pain is a spanner in the works, if you will, and sometimes to the untrained eye, when you see somebody move a particular way, oh, he's got rolled ankles, that means it's bad ankles. Doesn't mean. Just like it doesn't mean when you have jaw pain that it could be the tooth, could be something else as well. So you can't be absolute in this type of stuff. Always have to explore. One of the rules of thumbs that people talk about is if you have trouble with a hinge joint, I know the ankle is not a hinge joint, it's got more capacity than that, but let's say you got knee trouble, a really good thing to look to start looking to solve the problem is to look above the joint and below the joint. I like looking above first, and then you come you start to find problems because we're all connected. Problems at the hip can manifest at the knee, which is interesting, right? I've got clicking knees. The moment you start to release the ITB, all of a sudden the knee starts to feel better. How's that? Well, the ITB originates from the hip. So, CB Will, I'm good, man. How are you? Respect, Scott. Thank you for stopping by, man. Frank11 says, hey Miz, how are you, dude? Welcome back again. Frank11 says, as a YouTuber, do you see who watches every day? In any case, I have been watching almost every day. You're a huge inspiration. I don't see that. The only way I can see it is like through kind of seeing the comments and recognizing certain people coming back. But as a view, I don't know. It's pretty much anonymous until you leave a comment, and then it kind of gets recorded a little bit. I guess if you go on the computer and you go into the YouTube Studio website, you can see when people subscribe, but even that kind of gets deleted after a little while. So you get to see who's subscribed in the last 30 days, like the username or whatever, and then that kind of disappears. So you can't track it really. But it's a pleasure to see that you've been here for a while, man. It's really cool, really cool. Thought it must be the hips. My ankles dorsiflexion doesn't seem that bad when I test, even though that's what everyone seems to say. It's the cause. Hip external rotation is shocking though. Yeah, there you go, man. I don't know. Hips. You clean the hips up, man, and everything starts to feel good. Nice. Ambient occlusion. Nice. Get those push-ups in. Eugene, how are you, man? Merritt, Jordan's back. Nice. Is it busy, Jordan? I thought about going today, but it's just so much easier like this. Yeah, I've been at Wellington for a while. Eugene, how you going, man? Tatashi, hi, man. Glad to see you here again. Will. Oh, welcome. First time, huh? Donated blood. You know what, man? I've been saying I wanted to donate blood for years. Never have. Never donated blood. That's a really good thing. Really good thing. You know, part of the nursing mandatory updates that we have to do every year is blood save, which is essentially you have to see like a mini course every year, and they kind of test your knowledge, test your practice on how to put up a blood transfusion, you know, and everything around blood transfusions, taking bloods, making sure it's safe, all these checks and things. And one of the things that part of the reading is always is how we need people to donate blood. So we always need people to give blood. So whenever I hear somebody that's given blood, I always tip my hat. So respect, man. How you passed out? Yeah, it was probably a vasovagal, man. Like you know, they never take that much volume from you that you're gonna feel unwell. So you're probably just a little bit needle phobic or whatever. You get used to it, man. I remember when I started nursing, I was seeing, you know, tubes being inserted into people's lungs and whatnot when they collapse, and the size of the needles that they stab people with. I remember the first time I saw that, I just went tunnel vision, everything went black. Luckily, I didn't collapse. I just sat down in a chair and acted cool, like I was cool with it, but I was far from cool. And it took me a few minutes to kind of get with it again. But yeah, I had sweats, I had you know, the classical vasovagal response. Extreme needle phobia, yeah, there you go. Respect, man, well done. You know, it's funny, man, like that's also like a muscle as well. The more you do it, the more exposure you get, the more you kind of get over it. You know, I've seen some big ass like muscle maniacs, clearly on all sorts of stuff. Also I have needle phobia, and they are tatted from head to toe. So it's kind of weird like that. Oh, I missed somebody. Miz, you're an absolute legend. Thank you again for supporting me every day like this, man. Thank you. After my calf injury is running bad for you. To be honest, I haven't been back to it. I haven't really gone back to it. 100% healed. I have no doubt about that. It's been like 8 months now, 7 months. I just got out of it. I don't know. Just fell out of it. But I should probably get back to it. Running made me feel good. Really did. Oh man. These dark circles under your eyes, do you have it from all the night shifts or you have always had it? I've always had it. I probably have like just chronic effects from shift work. I don't know. I always have it. These lines. Yeah. My mom also has the dark circles. Maybe it's just a gene thing. I don't know. My brother has it, so maybe it's just us, like pigmentation or something. I don't know. It's just the way we are, I suppose. Even if I go on holidays and I just, sleep for 4 weeks properly, they don't go away. I don't know what it is, man. It's just my complexion, I guess. I don't know. Looking to take too easy getting back to running. Yeah. Look, running is looks simple, but it's not. Especially if you've kind of not run for 10 years. Getting back to it it's more than just aerobics, man. I can tell you that. There's a few doctors at my work who do like long distance running, not just doctors, nurses as well. I've got a colleague that basically runs like, I don't know, some stupid amount of Ks every week. I think he said last week he ran 80 Ks, which, it's not crazy, but it's freaking a lot for me, man. So, and he always talks about like soft tissue injuries, connective tissue stuff. Obviously aerobic is the main benefit that we're after, but you have to understand running is bouncing on your feet continuously for a long period of time, and so sometimes it can be tricky going from powerlifting type of training. Sebastian, how you going? To this type of training. It's completely different energy systems, completely different stimulus. So you have to be mindful. Like all those ligaments in your feet, and the feet are complex, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. So you kind of need to allow that tissue to get a little bit stronger, because you need to understand like ligaments, tendons, and structures like these, like connecting the little bones in your feet. They don't get a lot of good blood supply, and so it takes a little while to get good. Especially if you start running like I started running in bloody these shoes, Vivo barefoots. It's tough. Yeah, PVC pipes are good at rolling them out. Ooh, 5 sets. Let me turn this way a little bit, so I'm not so. Are you even ever doing rows again? I will, yeah. I'm still sick, basically. I was surprised last night. I started getting like tonsil inflamed last night. I started getting good, and then I don't know. Viruses are strange, so I got sore throat again today. So whatever, I just have to wait it out. And so in this period, all I'm going to do is squat, front squat, and bench press on every other day. That's it. That's the extent of my training sessions. And I'm doing a fair bit of volume with squats, albeit it's light. Just getting that light work under the belt, almost like speed day, every day kind of thing. So lots and lots of bar work, 10 sets of 10 with the bar, and that's it. But yeah, I'll do rows again. I like rows, man. Yeah, basically 100 reps with the bar. Yeah. Yes, it's things like that, muscle ups and you know, people try all these different cool tricks. You have to be very, very careful, especially as you get older, man. Like, I don't know. I've been contemplating whether to go to a rock climbing joint with a friend from work. There's a bunch of us kind of gathering, and I thought, oh, it'd be really cool to try out. And at the same time, I'm like, last thing I need is a freaking forearm injury or you know, snapping a pulley in my finger. You know, those little connective things that connect your, keep your tendons like next to the bone. Oh, absolutely. Miss ego is, that's half of the challenge sometimes, man. All right, let's get the sixth one. Six. Slight bicep pain. You know me, man. I don't like taking time off. But every situation is different. You have to kind of work it out for yourself. If it hurts to do just a bicep curl with nothing, I'll probably take the time off. But if it's, you know, only sore once it gets heavy, I would go light dumbbell, like this thing. I've got a 5 kilo here. You know, I'll be doing this with a super light weight if you can. And just pump blood into it. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do all the time. Blood, blood, blood. Blood, 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 blood. Blood, blood, blood. That's all I ever think about it. Get the blood in. Blood brings all the good shit. All the nutrients, everything that you need, improves healing. I am a strong believer with that as anything else. And even just now, like, you know, with bench press yesterday, a few days ago, I started bench pressing with the elbow pain. Look at that. Feel great. Every which way I go, feel great. Whereas before, I would do these movements, it would hurt. Simply just doing 10 triples with 100 kilos 2 times in the last week, my elbow feels better. Why? Blood. Blood, 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 blood. I was doing the same thing with pulling, but it wasn't helping me. So I tried pushing. It's helping me. So try and work that out. I don't know, but the main ingredient is blood. Movement is medicine. Absolutely. What's up, Matt? How you going, man? Will I set any PRs soon? I certainly hope, man. Soul snatch. I certainly hope. I've done like the 31 days of 200 in a row. That was a crazy period. That was a really good period of squatting. Then I backed off a little bit, started doing some other things. Now I got sick, so once I start getting out of this sickness, like my soul wants me to go after the front squat. It wants me to kind of max out the front squat in the next few weeks. That's what that's what I'm feeling. Hey Matt, LA, nice. Your boys are doing well today. One of the boys, I don't know if you're a Laker fan or a Clipper fan, but the Lakers are doing well. So I kind of really want to get to the stage where I can hit 180 kind of every couple of days, you know, twice a week. I got to a similar type of stage like that last year in September. Yeah, I know, it's September, October, and that was a really good period for me squatting wise. When I can front squat a lot of weight like that, 180, I can also back squat a lot of weight. But the difference is when I can front squat a lot of weight, I can back squat and front squat a lot of weight. And when I can do those two things, I can also deadlift a lot of weight. But if I just do back squat, the back squat is going to lead to also a pretty good deadlift, but it doesn't translate to front squats. Completely different type of positioning, you know, blah, blah, blah. So front squat is kind of like the rate limiting step. If I can do that, I can do everything. That's how I feel. So right now I'm really getting after the front squat, getting whatever freaking musculature I need to start doing that. And when I start hitting 180, like today, I could probably hit 170 today, but I'm not ready for 180, no way. When I start hitting 180 with confidence, then I kind of will know I'm very close to just getting 220 on the back squat. So that's how I'm thinking about it. And I'll try and get a lot of volume under the belt with front squats. So that's kind of the thinking at the moment. That's 8. Yeah, man. Definitely different animal front squats. But it's so good because I feel like I'm walking around in a nice posture. It's good, man. Yeah, so that 200 for 3 felt really good then. That was a nice little period for me, man. So, you know, hopefully when I get to 180 for front squats, I'll be able to kind of get that 200 and go for 5 or something in the back squat. You know, that will be kind of really good. Morning doves. I don't know, man. I've got a lot of parrots around. Parrots and crows. There's a lot of crows around here. Those, I mean, I'm not a bird freaking, you know, buff at all. Like, I don't really know the names of all these birds, but I know there's a lot of parrots. Colorful things. It's beautiful, like, beautiful out here. Yeah, man. Yeah. Colorful ones as well, man. They're like freaking rainbow colored, man. Like, really cool. All right, let's get number 9. Can you see the parrot? I don't know, they're up in the trees, man. I'll probably need a really good camera for that. Yeah, They're always around, man. I've got two big trees, like, well, there's like trees everywhere actually around the place. That's why you guys, that's their home probably. You know, they were chilling out. I don't know what that guy is, but he's always around. Is that a crow? I think that's a crow. Alright, one more and we'll get the weight going. So look at that, 32 minutes in, I'm still doing my warm-up sets. What a warm-up, huh? Leave no muscle untouched. Oh, Miz. You can see why my soul always pushes me towards staying at home and training. Look at this. Listen to the birds, fresh air, no racket, no noise, no people, although some people at the gym are good for me. Not all, some. You know, the other thing that pisses me off when I go to some of these gyms, well, the gym that I go to, it seems like every single time I rock up, almost every single time I rock up, the lady's there vacuuming. So, she needs to vacuum, I get it. But she doesn't have to vacuum every single time I'm there, man. And so what happens is that there's music in the background, and then she's there. Compare that to this. Number one, I don't like most of the music that they put on, and two, that music mixed in with vacuum cleaner sound is vomit central. So then I'm pissed off, you know. It just puts me in a bad mood, man. I'm like, jeez, man. Like I didn't pay for a membership to come here. This is for vacuum cleaner guy, man. If you're gonna like stay away from the peak hour times, man. Like do it like I don't know. Like most places have the vacuum cleaner going at like midnight or something, or 11 o'clock. But having it at 3, 4 p.m. it's like, damn, man. Enough with the damn vacuum cleaners, man. What are you vacuuming anyway? There's like nothing on the floor. She's vacuuming. She's just going through the motion. Whatever, she's doing her job. Like that's how management wanted it to be run. It's fine, but bloody hell, man. PRs, yeah, man. Enough with the fucking vacuum cleaner. 300. Oh. Hey Ryan, how you going, man? Yeah, the blue plates are 20, yeah. Nice. 140 consistently. Jonathan, hi man. That's it, man. Another day. Another day to keep on piling on. Time's flying. FB Tube. Hey Vine, I just wanted, I just did what may be my new cardio routine: body weight squats and 50-pound weight swings. Thin kettlebell swings with 2-minute rest. I weighed about 184 kilos, and my goal is to lose. Whoa, man! Now, you are a unit, man. Did I read that right? You weigh 180 kilos, and you want to lose 80? How tall are you? When I ask, are you like 6'7", 6'8" or something? $510. Wow, man. Yeah, man. I think screw gym PRs and whatever. I think you need to lose the weight for health, man. I don't know how old you are, whatever, but that's a lot of weight for the heart and lungs, kidneys, liver. That's a lot for the organs, man. I mean, I have no doubt you're strong. Your numbers are probably really good, and there's probably another element to like all of the weight loss and all that, because you're probably going to feel a lot weaker as you start moving. but 35. Yeah. Yeah, man. I think, yeah. I mean, 80 kilos would be great. Like a 5'10", 100 kilos. I mean, even 100 kilos at 5'10" is that's. I mean, if you're jacked, okay, but like I'm 6'1" and I'm 100 kilos. But yeah, I think you need to lose some weight. I don't know if you can lose 80 in a bunch like quickly, but start doing things like this, swings and all that. But don't forget strength training as well. I think it's all part of it. Do all of it. But obviously you need to get your heart and lungs fit as well. So that's good. It's good that you made that decision. Like yesterday I was talking about weight loss and what I thought about people that are calling people fat shaming and whatever. Like there's no place for it, man. Like we're all kind of overweight a little bit, but when you get into that morbid obesity, it's a health concern. And so you have everyone's support around you the moment you dedicate yourself to the goal. That's never the problem. Everyone loves you, everyone gets after it, or you have a lot of muscle. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you're probably jacked underneath all of that as well. The issue is when people start kind of accepting that body shape, when the people start to accept that fat. That's not acceptable because Mother Nature hasn't accepted it. How can we accept it? Like, people with that much weight die very early, man. So I have a problem with people that they kind of say I'm big boned and all of that stuff, but people like you that have committed to lose the weight, man, I'm all ears. I respect you, man. I love what you're doing. That's to lose that much weight, that's gonna go down in your resume. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that guy that lost 80 kilos, 90 kilos. Well, I don't know what that's in pounds, man. That's like 100 pounds. No, 80 kilos is 180 pounds, 176 pounds. So, you'll be always be able to say that to people, and other people that are in similar positions are gonna come to you. They're gonna be like, dude, how did you do it? I could talk about weight loss day and night. I've never been that big. But with the moment you lose that weight, people are going to be like, wow, man, like, teach me, I'll pay you, show me the way. Because you'll know everything that's involved, emotional, mental, physical, everything. Because it's not just a physical existence, man. It's far from it. All right, let me get this 140. Oh, man. Oof. Ivan, do you think the best genetics make the best athlete? Genetics are a big part of it, man, but it's not the best athlete. You need a mixture of the genetics, the mentality. And I don't know, just give NBA example. The amount of guys I have seen who are freaks, like freaks, athletes in every team in the last 20 years, there's probably been one of these guys. Absolute monsters of athleticism. They can't shoot, they can't dribble, they don't have the work ethic, they don't want to put the work in. It's just all of the mental aspects are missing. And then you have somebody like Kobe. Yeah, he was athletic when he was young, very athletic. But compared to some of these dudes that are just flying out of the gym, he wasn't that. Like, don't get me wrong, he's still top 1% of athleticism, but there are these guys that have like incredible like vertical ability, man, like just freaks. But they don't want to put the work in. I don't know what it is. They just don't have it in them. Maybe it's too easy for them to do all the other shit, and so they don't do the, So it's a mixture, man. Like it's a freak mixture of all sorts of things. Yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson, man, like, what an athlete, what a superstar. A lot of that mentality made him that way, because he's not normal, man. Like, you know, you look at some of those routines that he put up with, I don't know whether they're real or not, but like thousands of squats every day, thousands of push-ups every day, thousands of sit-ups every single day, 5 days a week. God damn, man. Like, how many of us have the testicular fortitude to put up with that much freaking discomfort on a daily basis? On a daily basis, you have to do this shit. Some people can't go into the gym once a week and train legs, man, because it's too hard. This dude doing it every day, he's living in agony. He's living in freaking agony. Oh, man. Overeating, but I've been getting better in making better decisions, like eating some fruits and starving from sweets. Let me tell you something, man. I'll tell you something that you might not like to hear, but I've been fascinated with intermittent fasting in the past for not weight loss reasons, for health reasons, for, you know, getting diseases out of my body. Not that I have diseases, just like I was trialing these different things to see how I can go in a fasted state frequently, like every single day I go into a fasted state. So I've done things like, you know, 16 and 8, I've done 20 and 4, like 20 hours fast, only 4-hour window of feeding. I've done all sorts of different things like this, and I've lost a bunch of weight. This is probably before you guys knew about me or all that stuff. And I can tell you, like, it's probably the most effective way. It's kind of like squat every day. There's no conversation. I'm squatting every single day. Done. Like, there's nothing to talk about here, man. There's no discussion whether you're going to squat or no squat. You're squatting every day. But if you say to yourself, I'll squat twice a week, then you start to kind of play these tennis matches in your mind. Today, not today. Today, not today. You know, it's very simple when you're extreme. I'm squatting every single day. Similar with the 18 and 6. With the 16 and 8. Okay, I'm going to be eating food between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. After that, I won't be touching food at all. So you can have a smaller window. It depends how aggressive you want to be. And then it just works that way, right? Like, you don't eat during those hours, no matter what. So you could eat a cow if you wanted to for those 8 hours, and then you don't eat anything. And eventually you'll kind of start to train your body to operate in a fasted state, in a hungry state, and that's how you kind of, that you know, if you wanted my advice, I'm not an expert, that is probably the most beneficial, not just for the weight loss, but also for the other stuff that's going on. Because you need to understand that when people go into a fasted state, when the blood glucose level drops and our insulin level starts to drop, that's very, very important. Insulin, when that starts to drop, there's a cascade of things that happen in our blood, in our endocrinology, that is fascinating. Something gets released, something that's called glucagon. Glucagon is essentially a hormone that mobilizes stored energy, like lipids, fats. It goes into the storage facility and says, all right, boys, I need 100 units of glucose, or of ketones, really. It's not glucose at that point. You know, you mobilize the lipids into something that's similar to glucose. It's called ketones, and you become ketogenic, right? Now, in intermittent fasting, it's not as severe as somebody that fasts for 5 days, obviously, but the magic that I've kind of heard is around 16 hours. If you can get to 16 hours, then your insulin level really drops down and your glucagon goes really, really high up, and then all this other stuff goes in, like human growth hormone starts to kick in, and then all these T cells from the immune system come in and starts to kind of like eat away at dead and damaged cells, any cells of the body. So it's kind of like a cancer killer that people have been saying. Like amazing stuff. That's kind of how I think about it. Like I said to you, like I did it because you know, I've never been 180 kilos, but I've been fascinated by the health impacts. There's nothing worse for us, man. There's nothing worse for us than what bodybuilding says to us, is to eat every couple of hours. You are insulin spiking every few hours. It is literal nuclear bomb for the metabolism. Your digestive system never rests, and you are always building. You are never repairing. That's as simple as you can think of it. You can't repair shit if you're always processing the new bricks coming in. The new bricks being the glucose and the proteins, amino acids and all that. So chill. Chill for 18 hours, you'll be surprised, man. Oh, I'd love to have a look at that one. I don't know, boys. Did that look fast, slow? What did that look like? If this was a normal video, I'd be stopping it and having a look how that looked. But so that was 170. Yeah, I haven't hit 170 for a little while. That looked a little bit sticky for me. Yeah, dude. FB tube, try it, man. Yeah, look, I don't want to sound harsh. I mean the best for you, dude. I really do. But try and not make the excuses of if it fits into my schedule. Like, frankly, at 190 kilos, 180 kilos, yeah, like, no schedule should get in the way of that, man. Like, you quit that job, quit, like I don't mean to alarm you, but that is very heavy, man. That, like, I don't know, like if you were my brother, man, like I don't even know you from a bar of, like, you know, I don't know you, but if you were my brother, I'd be on your case, you know, and I love my brother like you love your family and whatever. If you were my brother and you're in my presence, you know, I'd be like, dude, fuck you doing, man? What are you doing, dude? I want to have you here when I'm 80 with me. I don't want to be at your funeral when you're 50, when you're 60. Fuck that shit. I want you around, man. I'll be all over his ass. And not to scare you, not to do all of this stuff to you, but like I work in ED, dude. I know what risk factors are for cardiovascular accidents. I know what it is, dude. And I don't even want to ask you if you smoke. If you smoke, dude, I hope you don't smoke. Oh, glad you're not taking offense. Like, I truly mean the best for you, man. Like, I have a soft spot for people that are fighting, you know, the obesity. I really do. I get really annoyed at people that are protecting and making being overweight safe and okay, like it's a safe place, and make me sound like I'm some sort of demon or I'm fat phobic or all this shit. I truly have the best interest for people. I really, really do. And I'm glad that you're taking it the right way, man. Yeah, exactly. You're familiar with, you know, I've been watching you for a little while, so you know. You know, I'll tell you, man, like a lot of people have said to me, Ivan, if you bulk up to 120, your squat numbers are going to go up. Like, you need to fill out. And even though I hear that and understand that, I'm like, man, it's such a hard thing. Because, like, the heaviest I got was 104 kilos, I think, 103 kilos or something like that. And I began to feel shit, dude. Like, just a little bit of increase beyond my kind of resting, it just feels crap. I couldn't imagine another 60. And obviously, like, if you slowly build this over the years, like your body kind of acclimatizes to the new kind of norm. and you kind of the shitness creeps up on you, and the shitness becomes the norm. But yeah, dude, I'd love to hear back from you like a year or two, you know. And you said to me, Van, man, remember that conversation? I'm like, yeah, man, fucking did it, dude. I'm 100 kilos now, man, and I'm strong and I'm fit, and you know all this stuff is happening, and my blood pressure is this, my resting, my fasted blood sugar level is this, my EGF, not GEGFR, forgot the freaking thing. What's the diabetes predictor? HbA1c, something like that. I don't know why I'm forgetting it. That blood test that you do to see how far you are on the red limit of diabetes. I'd love for you to come back and be like, dude, I'm all in the green now. Yeah, stuff like this. Just make up kind of extreme-ish mindset goals where you're like, every single day I'm doing this. You don't have to go kill yourself every day, man, but you just train the willpower. That's what I would say, man. All right, set one. 10 of these sets, and Bob's your uncle. Oh, there you go, Miz. I'm glad you... Another fella said it kind of looks slow, but I felt a little bit of a slowdown halfway up. Mostly because this happened. My upper back gave way. I know the legs can push it, but lost the integrity a little bit there. So I need to get stronger at this. You know? Basically the bench press position, if you think about it, right? Because nobody benches like this. You have to bench like this. Like that scapular retraction. So this position and this position, awfully similar, isn't it? Bench press, front squat. Because you can't front squat like, you know, round it over. You can protract, but you just have to have thoracic extension. How to strengthen my lower back. Very easy, man. Stay away from the heavy ass shit and start to squat and deadlift very regularly, comfortably, perfect speed, and we'll catch up to you. Yeah, that's what I felt. Yeah, I felt the rounding. Yeah. Yeah, I felt it slow down, and I felt the shoulders give, or the thoracic spine give. That's the thing with front squats. It's the red limiting step is never quads. Would you add back in the back extensions? Would I add back into back extensions? I'm trying to think, what does that mean? Add back, like back workouts into back extensions, or? Oh, you want me to get back to back extensions? Is that, yeah. I am still kind of on a deload in the sense that I'm not pushing the deadlift and I'm not pushing the back squat. In a sense, I'm staying away from the true heavy ass weight for me. Because when I'm deadlifting 240, 250, 260 on a regular basis, and I'm squatting 200 on a regular basis, that is the furthest thing away from a deload for me. So now I'm kind of just messing around with front squats, even though that one was kind of slow and sticky. In terms of the lower part of the body, I feel like it's way more capable of much more. So I'm deloading the lower body essentially. A1C, HbA1c, that's it. I guess, yeah, I'm not pushing hard right now. Yeah, that's the thing, like, you need to expose yourself to that kind of challenging weight to learn how to fight it. I heard somebody say that every increase in weight, every weight has a skill associated with it, like how you're going to handle it. I like that explanation. Digital Verse, good morning, good morning. How to increase quad size without increasing glute size? I don't think I like that type of question. Because that's kind of the same question the girls ask. How do I increase my butt without increasing my legs? I don't like that. You know, I don't know. That's furthest away from how I train, because I train movements. But if you wanted to do that, I'll probably just say stick to machines. And I don't know if that's going to build a healthy body, but stick to just machines and do your quads through that and extensions, and that's it. I feel like to have strong glutes is to train, you know, like, I don't know, I think it's kind of like saying, you know, how do I become a world heavyweight champion in boxing without having cardio? You know, I want to have the strongest punch. Yeah, I don't know what the metaphor is, but I don't like that question. That's 2. What's the heaviest you have squatted with perfect form? It's another question I don't know. It's very subjective, isn't it? I don't know what perfect form is. I don't know, I feel like all of my squats are pretty good form, but perfect, I don't know what perfect is. I guess nobody can squat perfect form when they're truly 1 rep maxing it. Because if you have perfect form with 1 rep max, then it's not your 1 rep max, if you know what I mean. See that? You can't be moving 100% maximum weight, like muscular failure type shit, and have perfect and nothing breaking down, because that doesn't make sense. Something has to be breaking down when you're pushing the limit of your body. You can't be perfectly freaking, everything is mint. Otherwise, it's not maximum. But the most I've squatted is 212.5. But yeah, is that my true max? I don't know. You had a 200 in February last year. Well, go back and study that moment, man. Study what happened. Study what did you do? Why aren't you doing now? Compare the notes. That's essentially what I do, man. After a bunch of years, you kind of work out what's what. Three. Knees. How do you squat? Do you squat to parallel or do you go ATG? The reason I ask that is because in a parallel squat, there's some things that you don't use. In an ATG squat, everything you use. Adductors, groin, you know, low bar parallel, yeah. So what I would say to you, dude, if you want to get back to squatting with no pain, put it high bar and go ATG if you can. Work towards that. And what you will find is that you will start to even out the forces around your knee. Low bar parallel is a lot of quad and a lot of glute. And adductors really get activated below 90 degrees. Like they're the main ones that get you out of the hole. And adductors do a lot, man. Basically, if you have knee pain, there's something's amiss. You're missing some sort of stuff going on. So, you know, get your hamstrings on board, get your adductors on board, and then watch the feeling come back. Four. Good morning, Florian. How are you, man? Pat, how many times am I benching? Well, now I'm benching every other day. I haven't deadlifted for a little while. I think it's been a week or so, 2 weeks. So there's all these different phases that I go through, man. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for sticking around, man. Knees over toes guy. That's great resource if you got knee pain, man. Absolutely. No, Pink. I didn't say that. I didn't mention knees over toes guy. I don't think I did. So thank you for saying knees over toes guy. That's absolutely correct. What's happening here? What? Florian just said to me I've got 20% battery left. That's plenty. I started the live with 45, so that's not bad, man. 70 minutes worth of freaking video, live streaming it, and only freaking 20% battery down. That's not bad. Zabid, what's up, man? Will you start jogging again? You swore by it like 1 year ago and now it's completely gone. Yeah, I did. I've said many things many times before and I've cheated myself on many things. It's a constant evolution, man. When I had the injury with the calf, that scared me, man. That really scared me. I'll be frank with you. Because that was probably one of the worst injuries that I had. You know, things went pop. You know what I mean? Fibers went pop, sharp pain, I had to stop immediately. I have not had that in the last 3 years. I don't remember having that. So that tells me that what I did in this whole thing about running was a bit silly. I'm not ready, far from ready. So there needs to be other things in place for me to start jogging properly. And frankly, right now I'm in a different space. I've discovered different things. I want to do different things. So I'm kind of focusing on them right now. But a lot of you guys said to me, you're taking running too fast. And I felt fine. I was like, okay, I hear you. And then sharp pain, I thought I freaking ruptured something, man. I literally thought, there goes the Achilles. Yeah, that scared me. So running for a reason has stayed away. Well, let's call that a 4. I don't know what it is. I always lose count. How do I find time to do squats every day? I'm trying to think of other ways of saying this because I've explained it many times. And one of the things I like to say always is that what I would ask back to you is how do you find time to take a shit every day in the chaos of life? You know, how do you find time to take a piss? And like, I'm not trying to be funny, you know, but it's like that. You find time because you have to, and I have to. This is how important this is to me. And many people will take that many different ways, like, oh, whatever, you know, here comes another David Goggins, and there's all these guys popping up on freaking YouTube and piss me off. Oh man, yeah, I wake up at, you know, 2 a.m. and I go to the gym at 3, and I work out until 4, and then I go to work. Like, a lot of these guys are popping up trying to follow the whole, like, David Goggins thing, like, yeah man, I go to, it's like, when do you go to sleep? When do you go to sleep? Oh, you know, I go to sleep. You go to sleep at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to get 8 hours. You're cool? I'm not trying to sound like that, like, oh, every day, you know. But it's important to me. It really is. It's important because of, you know, many aspects. Physical, I need it. I'm a young man, youngish. Young man full of energy, full of testosterone. I need a release. Because when I don't have a release, I'm not the best I can be. You know, men are supposed to be physically active, and when they're not, it goes to their head and they do stupid shit. So I need the physical exertion, I need the emotional release as well. It's my meditation, it's my alone time. Mentally, I feel fresher, sharper, more accomplished. I feel like I'm going somewhere in life. I feel calmer, I'm better around people. I feel more confident. It goes on and on and on and on. And you say to yourself, but you don't have to do it every day. I do. I like to do it every day because I don't want to say to my wife, like, oh, I'm going to go and train for like 3 hours one day and then come home and be sore every single day. Like, I don't like that. I like small bite-sized pieces because I feel like that's what biology is. Biology doesn't like insults. As much as the bodybuilding industry has taught us you need to go to the gym and die every day, how do you recover from catastrophic injury 3 times a week? I don't know. Biology, medicine, it's all based upon slow, steady titrations of stress. Medications are stress, right? Basically. Long-winded freaking answer. Somehow finds time during his busy hours to pray, train, coach, roster of clients. There you go. A lot of people think they're busy, man, until they see real busy. You can do lots, man. You can do lots. You can do lots, man. And if you've ever read any autobiographies from really successful people, you will understand why you're not successful and someone's successful. And I know more goes into it, I know. But the chances are, if you work as hard as Kobe, if you work as hard as Kobe, and I'm talking about shot for shot, hour for hour worth of training in his life, okay, you might not be the superstar of the Lakers for the 15, 18, 20 years that he played. You might not be that. But I struggle. I struggle to see a world where somebody with that much skill, that much practice, is not going to be someone somewhere. Not to mention that somebody that goes through that much work, whether it's recognized or not, that is an interesting individual to be, because if you've put that much work in, you have discipline, you have strong character, you probably have a way with words, because you're not talking about shit that you've read. You're talking about the shit that you've felt, you've been through. And so, I don't know about you guys, but you can quickly tell when somebody's talking shit, like somebody's watched a YouTube video, somebody's read a book, versus somebody's been there, done that. You feel it, the moment, like you feel it. People just feel that shit. Because somebody that has been in the experience, let's say you've been at war, and you've seen atrocities, versus somebody that's reading a book. When you read a book, you see one perspective, the way the book was written. But when you talk to somebody that's been there, he can write you 150 different ways, or tell you 150 different feelings and emotions on 150 different days. Because words are very hard to use to describe art, picture, emotion. So somebody that's living something, somebody that knows, has been there, done that, they hold a room, they hold people, they hold attention. That's kind of how I look at it, man. And so for all the people that's out and have time, because it's chaos, man, you just don't know what people are doing. You just have not seen the other side of the fence. You haven't seen what people are doing. You don't understand how hard work can be. And I'm not telling you because I'm sort of super freak athlete. It's just I've seen things, I've talked to people, I've witnessed things, I've seen my parents work hard. You know, coming from Yugoslavia with nothing, I saw what they had to do. You know, I've seen struggle, I've seen people restart, I've seen one apple between two kids. I've seen that. Mom, I want an apple. We don't have an apple. You and your brother will have to share this apple. Been there, done that, man. A lot of you guys might not appreciate, but yeah, there's not an apple for everyone. I've worn pants from my brother's, shoes from my brother, because that's the way it is. So these experiences kind of teach you things, man. Like, once again, like, I didn't read books what it is like to be in civil war, to be displaced. What it's like to be in an apartment, one bedroom apartment with 18 people living in it. What does that mean? That can't be right. What does that mean? Well, when a country goes to war, social support collapses. There are no payments, there's no salary, there's nothing. People just escape from one area, go to another area, and then see people that have housing and like, oh man, can I stay in your house? Yeah, no worries. Brothers, cousins, sisters all gather and live in one apartment. That's kind of what it is. And so, yeah, I don't know. There's levels to this shit. There really is. There's levels to life. There's levels, and it's really hard to teach. It's hard for me to teach my son. You know, he's growing up in a 3-bedroom large house on a large block. You know, he will never go without something. In fact, he's got a whole room full of toys. I didn't have shit. But how do I teach that to him? Every single day I'm trying to tell him. Every single day I'm trying to tell him the importance of taking care of a toy. The importance of don't break it. The importance of not asking your grandparents for 30 freaking toys a day. The importance of instilling understanding in him that what you have is absolute wealth. And some kids go to sleep, like I tell him, like frequently, not every night, but when he's trying to be a little naughty little kid, he doesn't want to eat his dinner. And I said to him, we're going to throw that in the bin. And there are kids in this world right now going to bed hungry. Now he's 7, he doesn't understand that, but like I can see when I say this to him, he's like, what do you mean? He can't grasp the idea of somebody not having food. Because he hasn't seen it, he hasn't felt it, he hasn't felt hungry. Hungry. You know, and there's a difference between psychological hunger and physiological hunger, where your blood sugar level drops after the 3rd day of not eating. There's a difference. That was a long sit, and he started popping. Oh man. Appreciate you, Marcus. Thank you, dude. Thank you for the support, man. Yeah. I mean, even for myself, man, like, you know, I didn't live through the worst of it. I mean, I did, but I wasn't conscious for it, let's say. You know, I came to Australia at 9. I was born in 89. So the first 5-6 years of my life, it was war. But you don't really know what's what when you're 5. And so I was there, but I wasn't there mentally, I guess, as a kid. So the reason why I'm able to tell you these things is because I grew up with stories. I grew up with hearing about my uncle dying, hearing about this person dying here, the atrocity there. Like my parents lived it. And so you grow up and you kind of feel these things, and you kind of learn through your parents. And so not that I see how it's getting watered down. Like I'm kind of like a half affected by the war. I was affected, you know, directly, but not, like I said, I wasn't mentally fit enough to understand what was going on. So I'm getting affected by my parents. So now I'm half affected. My kid is now a quarter affected, or even that. And so you can see how, I mean, there's a famous saying, you know, to describe this. You know, it goes something along the lines of like, you know, I walked 10 kilometers to school. My son rides a bike to go to school. His son is going to drive a car to school. His son is going to drive a Mercedes to school. And his son, you know, like the following generation is going to have a Ferrari. The following generation is going to have a Bugatti. And the generation after Bugatti is going to have to walk to school again. Why is that? Is because when you get so watered down that the lessons, the actual fuel for success gets diminished generation by generation, and then you see these people who have kids with everything in life, but the kids have no lessons to learn. And so they get on drugs, they mistreat their fortunes, and then they end up, you know, losing everything, not having any skills, losing the wealth, and then they have kids, and those kids are like literally born to drug dealers or drug users, and they start to walk to school. There's many different iterations of this quote, of this saying, but that's how it is. And so one way for us to break that cycle is to spend time with our kids, teach the kids, tell stories, you know. You don't have to be in a war-torn country to understand certain things, how difficult a war-torn country is. But the trouble is, a lot of these parents don't spend a lot of time with their kids, so they work, and then some third person freaking, you know, raises their kids. And so none of the lessons are instilled into the next generation. Anyway, very, very important to talk to your kids. Hey Rez, thank you, man. Greetings from Australia. Right, 777. Thanks, man. Thank you, Miz. Couple more sets and we're done. It always works out to be 90 minutes. Number 8. Oh man. There you go, Ace. There you go. There you go. It's a lot of people read that story, read your experience, and they won't begin to understand what you actually are talking about. But in experiences like that, there's so much lessons, man, so much lessons that you carry through your life, being from a place like that. It's funny. Some would say that's an unfortunate background, right? Civil war and fleeing and refugees and all that. But really, if you think about it, you're from a fortunate background. The fortune is in the wisdom, the fortune is in the understanding, the fortune is in the emotion and the mentality. That's where the fortune is. You can't learn this shit in a uni course. You just can't. That's the reality of it. Seeing that with your eyes, man. Nice. Onslaught is almost finished. No worries, Marcus. All the best, dude. Thank you for stopping by. Catch you next time. It's less taxing for my knee and back. I guess I can keep focusing on front squats. But for me, it is less taxing for my knee and back. So what is it taxing for you if the knees and the back is... I'm not sure I understand. Stipe Miocic, yeah. Especially in that fighting game, there's a lot of these guys who came from shocking backgrounds. Shocking backgrounds. Because, you know, to step in a ring with another freaking murderer, it's... you need to be pretty crazy yourself. I do remember that YouTuber. I never really watched him. He was into bodybuilding, wasn't he? Louis Marco. Yeah. He was a bodybuilder guy, wasn't he? Alright, last set. Alright boys, I think that's it for me. Yeah, I remember that guy now. Yeah. That's it fellas, it's cold. I'm actually feeling quite cold now. Sweaty and it's getting dark, so I'm gonna run out of here, shower, dinner, spend time with family now. Thank you guys for dropping by. Tomorrow, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe another live, maybe not. I'm not sure. Let's see what pans out. I gotta see with the fam. I gotta do. I got day off from work tomorrow, so school pickup, school drop off, all that stuff. So let's see how it pans out. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Miz. Jonathan Spark. Thank you, guys. See you in the next one. Peace out.